Hello, and welcome to the Tatted Tatter Crochet and Tatting Podcast. My name is Stephanie, and I'm coming to you from my home in Orange, California. This is episode 15, and this is a podcast all about crochet, knitting, kind of tatting sometimes, cross stitch, yarn, all of that good fun stuff. So this episode, it's Tuesday. I usually film on Sundays, but as you will see later, it was a San Diego yarn crawl this last weekend. And so I have so many things to show you. This is a mostly stashay away, acquisitions, happy yarn, fun kind of episode. And so I didn't get to film on Sunday because I didn't get home. It was my nephew's birthday, all that kind of fun stuff. And I showed you his hat last week that I made for him, and so I'll put in some pictures so you can see him wearing it. He is 9 going on 16, and so I basically had to wrestle him into his hat and then take pictures of him, and I got one good one, and then the rest are of him scowling. So I'm sure he appreciates it on the inside. But then Monday, I was gonna film when I got home from work, and then I'm out running errands on my way home from work, and I get a call from my husband Adam, and we have ants, which is not unusual in California in the summer. It's hot, they don't have anywhere else to go, they're looking for water and food, and so they come into your house because they can. And so we had to deal with that yesterday. And then of course I come home today and we have ants again. They found the one thing that we didn't clean yesterday, or they, you know, got in the trash and all that kind of fun stuff. So exciting, but I'm gonna film anyway. I cleaned up and now it's dark and I don't care. If I don't get this done, it's never gonna happen. So I'm gonna do it right now, and then I'm gonna go make myself a grilled cheese sandwich because I can. So, finished objects. I have one finished object because, as you will see in my whip, it is taking me 3 years. That's okay. So my finished object has been living in my poppy bag, which was made for me, well, made, and then I purchased it from her by Claudia of Crochet Luna Podcast, and I have some of her buttons on here. Equal opportunity yarn lover, happiness is crochet, and yarn vixen. So much fun. And this is a Las Vegas situation because the bag is from Claudia, and then the pattern is a test that I've done from Hannah from the Cozy Cottage Crochet. And so this is a new pattern that she's having tested right now, and it is a hat slash cowl. So right now obviously it looks like a cowl, and it has the ribbing and all that kind of fun stuff, and then you put some yarn in here and some pom-poms on so that when you pull it, it becomes a hat. So I can show you because don't have to worry about my hair since I'm gonna be sleeping on it tonight. But tie a little bow, and then ta-da! It becomes a cute little slouchy hat. See? Pom-poms. It's so cute. The yarn is Vegas yarn. So it's the yarn that I got when I was in Vegas at Sin City Knits, and it is a worsted weight, 100% superwash. And the colorways don't have names, they just have like dyeing styles. I think I still have ants. crawling on me, so you'll have to forgive me. Gross. And so she called this Double Down. Her name is Debbie, I think, the woman who owns the shop. And so she dyes the yarn and then sells it in the shop, Sin City Knits in Vegas. And I love the texture of this. It was so quick to work up, but it's so gorgeous, especially in this yarn. And I think this is the same color that Hannah used for hers. So I'll show you the pattern. I'll show you the front page of the pattern because it will be a paid pattern when she releases it. Here's what it looks like right now. Mirage ponytail hat / cowl. So the Mirage is the hotel that Hannah and her husband stayed in before we all got there to celebrate their anniversary. And like I said, it's really simple, but very cool texture. Works up quick because it's worsted weight yarn. I really like it in this merino because it is super squishy and it's really soft. It smells fantastic. Yeah, and it's really cool. I love that it's like a twofer. You can do a hat or a cowl, and this would be perfect for like under a coat or something if you're somewhere where it gets really cold. And the pom-poms are just adorable. I'll show you my pom-pom maker in a minute because that was a yarn crawl purchase. Yeah, so I'm gonna send Hannah my notes later tonight, and I know she's had some other people who are testing it, and then I think she's gonna try to release it by the end of the month, beginning of October, so you can find that. I highly recommend you watch her podcast because it's fantastic and she's great, and she'll let you know when it's coming out. And then she has 2 other patterns in the works right now too, one of which I am super excited to make when she finally releases it. So here's the tag. So Sin City Knits Double Down is the dyeing technique that she used, and this was a 225 yards per 100 grams, and they came in this cute little cake. I think I showed it to you when I got back from Vegas. So that's that. And that is my finished object. I'm keeping it in here for right now so that I can send Hannah all of my stuff and then put everything away. So it'll stay in there for another evening. And then my whip is my Fast Fade cowl, which is still living in my Republica Unicornia bag. Don't you two get started. Meatball and Peanut are playing. But here we are. Ta-da! So I have made significant progress on it. I believe last time I maybe had started on the second color. I can't remember. But so it's got the ribbing, and then you fade into the colors. And so I am on the 4th color out of 5, and then I'll do more ribbing at the top. And you can see the different colors. And the yarn is a unicorn fade that I got at the LA Yarn Crawl this year. And it's from Long Dog Yarn. She's based out of LA. So you can see the tag. So it's a little dachshund, Long Dog. And so this is her bounce sock base, 25% superwash, 75% superwash, 25% nylon, 463 yards to 100 grams. So it was 5 20-gram skeins. And I measured all of them, and they were all 21 grams. So it was great before I started. And so I've added rows, I shortened the ribbing, all that kind of fun stuff, because the color that I'm using for the rib is a Moon Tower Dye Works, and I only had 20 grams of this, and in the pattern it says it uses about 35, so I just shortened the ribbing since I'm adding an extra color in anyway, because in that one there's only 4 colors. So it's going to be really tall, and so it'll be a pretty close cowl, and it'll fall and be nice and squishy. And this is my first knitting project with fingering weight yarn, and I think it's going pretty well. I finally got, I think I showed you last week, I got the Addy Turbos So they're significantly better circulars. And then at Yarn Crawl, I got some stopper thingies, so I didn't have to worry about it. But yeah, it's working up great. It's all knit stitch, which makes my life easier. And I find myself getting faster and faster as I go, which is good. My little unicorn stitch marker. I'll put up a picture that I took that I thought looked really good. So I put it on Instagram of working on the project. When I think I was still on this color, maybe I just started this one. And so because it's a fade, the colorways don't have individual names. But the pattern, try not to drop everything, is the Fast Fade Cowl from Molly Klein Design. It is a paid pattern on Ravelry, and it's a very beginner pattern, which is why I picked it, because I like Molly's stuff. And then, so that's the front, Fast Fade Cowl. And yeah, so I'm on the second to last color, because I'm adding a color, like I said. So I'll be continuing to work on that. I'm hoping to finish that in the next couple days so that I can start on my loft that I showed you the yarn for last week. So whip. And I'm going to start another crochet whip. I just haven't decided exactly what it's gonna be yet. So, the moment you've all been waiting for. Yarn Crawl. It was a San Diego Yarn Crawl this last weekend, and there were a ridiculous number of places that participated. Shops and alpaca farms. There's a lot of alpaca farms down in San Diego. And I didn't get to go to everything because I don't live in San Diego, but my parents do. So on Saturday, my mom and I went to a shop, and then Sunday we went to a shop that had the yarn truck at it at the same time, or the yarn over truck. I always forget that. Yarn over truck at the same time. So before I show you all of my yarn haul stuff, my yarn crawl haul, I think I'm gonna have to title the episode that. This came while I was gone, and so I saw it when I got home. But I do the shawl club from Vicki Brown of Vicki Brown Designs, and so my box came. I do the one skein box. This is out of the UK, and so you get a skein of yarn and then a pattern to make with it. And I finding I really like the boxes that come with yarn and a pattern. I think that's why I wasn't as excited about the Classic Society thing from Countess Ablaze, because while the yarn is gorgeous, it didn't come with a pattern, and so it's like, well, what am I doing with this? So anyway, so this is the yarn. It's so Halloween-y, I love it. It's like perfect for October, but it's got the greens and black and pinks. Vicki Brown Designs. So this is the September Shawl Club color, and it's a 4-ply sock, 80% superwash, 20% nylon, 365 meters to 100 grams. So it's fingering weight yarn, because I think 365 meters is like 420 something yards. I've had this happen enough times that I remember now. But look at how pretty this is. And then the pattern, she sent it in this really nice little booklet style thing, which fits great in bags. But it's the Elfid shawl by Vicki Brown. So you can see how gorgeous this is, and it's gonna look really cool in these colors. Like I said, I think it's perfect for October and like Halloween-y kind of with the greens and the blacks. You two be nice. So yeah, I am very excited to make this. Maybe that'll be my next crochet whip, something quick and simple. I do have a birthday this weekend and I want to make my friend a hat, so that'll be the next one. I'll do that. I'll wind the yarn for that, and I'll make I'm gonna make her like a slouchy hat. And yeah, and Vicki always sends some wool wash, so this is soak. This is the fig scent, which I always appreciate. And then tea, so some nice lemon green tea. Organic sencha green tea with lemon. Delicious. I'm excited to make that. And now that it's fall, I will actually be drinking more tea, because I cannot drink coffee all day. I'd be a nervous wreck. Shawl club. So, the crawl. this is my tote full of all of my crawl stuff. So I love the tote too. It folds up and you can secure it with the straps and everything. And I think the design is really cool. So it has the Yarn Crawl logo, and it has the list of all of the shops. And then it has little symbols, so for the farms and for the shops, and then there's one that looks like a truck for the Yarn Over truck. And then when you get your, I hope you can hear me, when you get to your shop, you get a pin, and then you can put the pins on the different things for the ones that you went to. So, the first shop that we went to is in Julian, which is about an hour from my parents. It's in northern San Diego area in the county, and it's in the middle of freaking nowhere. As much as you can get in the middle of nowhere in Southern California. So you have to drive through these like 2-lane windy mountain roads. It's up in the mountains, and Julian is known for apple groves, and so you can go apple picking, and obviously they're famous for apple pie. So we used to go there all the time as kids for like the fall thing to do. There's a lot of campsites up there, including a lot of Girl Scout camps that I went to as a kid. So it was a lot of fun for my mom and I to drive out there. We got to see Claudia and Zelda from Zelda NRJ3, and some of the Crochet Guild people that I've crocheted with Claudia before. And so it was a lot of fun. The woman who owns the shop that's there, which is Kat's Yarn and Craft. Hold on, it's on the bag. Yes, Kat's Yarn and Craft Cottage. Kat, the owner, was really nice. She was really sweet, very helpful. There were a bunch of people there looking at stuff, helping out. It's mostly commercial yarns, commercially dyed and produced, but they had a really wide selection, a lot of cool stuff. And through conversations with Kat and some thinking, I decided that I would go ahead and get myself a likey set. So there wasn't like a huge selection of yarn there that I really wanted, but after buying those Addy Turbos and realizing how amazing it is to have good needles and what a difference it makes, and also realizing how expensive they are, I was like, why not get the set? Because I can spend 20 bucks a piece on the circulars, the really fancy ones, or I could spend $125 on a set during a time when I had a large budget for shopping because it was the crawl. So these are the likey driftwood, the umbers. So the originals that everybody like lost their minds over, the original driftwood ones, were dyed blue, and Kat had mentioned that they can be difficult to use with darker yarns if you're a beginner, and so she recommended the umbers. And it's the same needles, they're just dyed a different color, and this is the larger set. So it comes with 12 sets, size 4 through 17, including 10.5. And then it comes with 5 cords, 2 24-inch, 2 32-inch, and then 1 40-inch. And then it comes with connectors, keys, stoppers, all that kind of stuff, which now I know what all those things are for. And of course they come in this like super cool case that smells fantastic. But here they are, so that you can see them. I said 4 through 17, is that what I said? Yep. 4 through 17, and then it has the cords and everything in the pouch. And it's incredibly convenient to have this pouch, and then it also has a zipper thing back here so you can store stuff. So connectors, keys, stoppers, all that kind of good stuff. And I think the connector is really good, because then if I wanted to make something that was bigger, like a blanket or something, or a really big shawl, then I can extend the keys. And then of course it has this like Velcro thing, so you can stand the needles up which is mostly for display, but was helpful when I was taking my Instagram pictures. So, and they're so smooth. Like, I can't wait to work with these. I'm definitely gonna make my loft with these because it needs 6s and a 40-inch. But look at how pretty these are. They're getting blurry, so you can't really see them, but they're so nice. And they're kind of a light tan color, so I think they will be easier for working with darker yarns, should I choose to do that. Yeah, and then going all the way up to the 17s. And then these are the 5-inch. They also have 3.5-inch for this way. So yeah, incredibly nice, and I'm so excited that I have them, and I can't wait to use them. And now it just opens up a whole world of things that I can make without having to worry about going and getting more stuff. So I'm glad to have these. It worked out well. I did get some yarn there. Oh, excuse me, Peanut. She would like to sit on the couch. Because one of the yarns that they had that they were featuring was a fingering weight non-wool yarn, which is really cool that exists. Dig all the way in the bottom of my bag. So I got these. So this is Kobasi. So it's cotton, bamboo, silk, and then also nylon. Hiku is the name of the company. It's out of Japan. And I got this really nice orange color, and then yellow. I saw that, like a mustard yellow. I saw them and I was like, ooh, fall! And so I grabbed them, and they'll work really well with the pattern that's they're going to be emailing to me. That was for the crawl. So every shop had a knitting pattern and a crochet pattern, and then special yarns that they had on sale. So these are 50-gram skeins, so I got 2 of each so that I have 100 grams. And yeah, and they're really nice. It's like a much softer cotton, right? And the twist is really interesting. So I think they will work up really cool and make something nice that's much cooler for us here, because although it is cooling off at night and very nice at night, it is still in the 80s and 90s during the day, which is hot. So that's good to have. And yeah, my mom and I had a great time in Julian. We went and got the tasty lunch, and then picked some apples and got some pie and did all the cool, fun, touristy Julian things that we used to do when we were kids, when I was a kid. So it was a lot of fun. And then Sunday, I met Claudia and Zelda again, and this time we went to Yarning for You, which is in San Marcos. So it's only like 10 minutes from my parents' house. And the Yarn Over truck was there also. So at Yarning for You, they had some really cool patterns for their crawl. So the crochet pattern is by Yu Yarns, and it's called Don't Be Shellfish. And so it's this shell stitch cowl, and it's in Yu Yarns. So I got the yarn to make it, and you need 2 colors and 2 skeins, because again they're 50-gram skeins. And so I got these. So it's a turquoise and a mustard, and these are sport weight. It's 100% superwash merino. They're 50 grams. Let's see, 145 yards to 50 grams, and they're sport weight. And they were also discounted because of the crawl. So I love these colors together, and I think it'll look really cool in the shell pattern, because we can like water and sand, right? Why not? And then I saw this color, and my mom and I had the same thought that this would look really good on my sister, because she has dark red hair, and so this like forest green would look fantastic against her hair and her skin and everything. So I'm gonna make her Hannah's slouchy hat slash cowl for Christmas in the pumpkin pie yarn that I got from Molly Clyde Design. It's a DK. And so I think that would also go really well. It's kind of a rusty orange, would go really well with this. So I'll make her a cowl. I'll try to find a similar, a cowl that uses a similar stitch to Hannah's hat. And then I can make a matching cowl for my sister for Christmas. And they're just so forest green. It's so pretty. It's not my color. It's too dark, I think. And I don't really wear a lot of green because I have too much red in my skin. I think that's perfect. Let me go to my sister. And then their knitting pattern is the One Skein Sonata Scarf by Cat Coyle. I think that's a C. So you can see the shawl. I don't know if, I mean, I'll keep it for sure, but I think it'll be a while before I make anything like this. Because it looks a little bit more complicated than what I would be really ready to do. So yeah, that was the first part of yarning for you. And then the other thing that I got from them, I walked by and I couldn't help myself because this is gorgeous. And it's sparkly. So this is Forbidden Fibers. Forbidden Fiber Company, and she dyes all the yarn for the Yarn Over truck for the Avengers Yarn Club, and I like her yarn a lot, and I saw this color and I just couldn't help myself. So this is called Heirloom Pumpkins. It's in the Pride base, which is a 70-20-10 blend for superwash nylon stellina, and it's 495 yards, 200 grams. And it's so pretty. So pretty. Okay, Peanut, okay, come here. You gotta say hello to the people though. Come here. Come sit. She's such a dog. There she goes. But I couldn't help myself. This is so gorgeous. I think it would make a beautiful, like, lacy scarf or cowl or single skein shawl kind of thing. I just absolutely love it. So I couldn't help myself about that one. And then I also got a skein of yarn for a Christmas present. So I'm not going to show it to you. I've decided this year I'm gonna do, every time I record a podcast, if I have finished something that is for someone for Christmas, I will talk about it, but then I'm going to cut it out, and then after Christmas and everyone has gotten their stuff, I'll do like a Christmas gifts compilation video so that you can see all the stuff that I made and the yarn and the patterns and all that kind of fun stuff, but the people who I'm giving it to won't get their Christmas present spoiled or Hanukkah present spoiled, so you can't see that yarn because it's for a gift. But I did go to the Yarn Over truck. I really love the Yarn Over truck. The ladies are fantastic, if not a little biased toward knitting sometimes. And they're just really friendly, very helpful. They carry a lot of really great stuff, and I just love it. They do both of the yarn clubs that I do. One is the Avengers, and then one is the Super Nerdy Yarn Club, which of course also had Avengers as a part of it. And then, yeah, I love their stuff. And I just happened to be where they are several times. Not always by planning. So I did get some stuff from them. So they had their patterns also. And so you go to Ravelry to download the patterns. So I'm not gonna let you see the code because you had to go to the truck during the crawl. But this is the pattern for the crochet. So this is the King's Crossed Stole, which is by Meredy, who is one of the owners of the truck, and it uses dragonfly fibers. And so I've used her yarn before too. I used it in my Skimming Stones shawl, so it was the gray that I used from them. And so I really like this. It's open and lacy and beautiful, and I wanted to make it, and it takes 2 skeins, one variegated and one more solid. Can I help you, Peanut? She's like sniffing my leg like a weirdo. You're very strange. And the specialty yarn that the Yarn Over truck had was a special colorway dyed just for them for the crawl. And so this is it. It's from Destination Yarn, which is all travel based. So it's all different locations and cool stuff. So this is the La Jolla Sunset colorway. So La Jolla is a city in San Diego on the beach. And so this is based off of colors from the sunset from there. And it's a fingering weight, 80/20 superwash nylon. Hello, my love. I know. You just want snuggles. I'll give you snuggles soon, don't worry. At 430 yards to 110 grams. So it's a little bit bigger fingering weight. And yeah, I don't know if Passport is the base, but I think so. I think it's called, the base is called Passport. And so yeah, the La Jolla Sunset color. And then to go with it, I got the Ginny Fibers, which is what is, like I said, is used in the pattern. And so this is the, it's a Dragonfly Fibers, her Ginny sock base. So this is the color. So it's dark blue with some black streaked in a little bit. And so the colorway is called Norwegian Blue. And the Ginny base is 80% superwash, 10% cashmere, 10% nylon. So it's an MCN. And it's 420 yards for 4.2 ounces. What does this say? It says some, oh, limited edition. Ooh, even better. So this is a limited edition color with a specialty color just from the truck. And when I put them together, I thought they looked really good. So I'm gonna make the King's Cross stole with these. And then the knitting pattern is called Estero. I'm trying to see what you can see. Yeah, there we go. Called Estero. It's from the Yarniad, Hillary Smith Callis? I'm not sure what her last name is. But it's a lacy cowl, kind of an asymmetrical triangle shawl. And I think I can figure it out. I haven't looked at the pattern yet, but I think once I do like my loft and all that, I kind of get a little bit more under my belt, I can make it. But they had the sample there, and it is gorgeous, so pretty. And so again, it's the Dragonfly Fibers yarn, and this one is done in this kind of navy blue. And so I got this gorgeous, like magenta, violetish kind of color. And so this is the Damsel base. So it's 100% superwash, 340 yards to a 4-ounce skein. And so it's the exact same yarn as what's in the pattern. So I think it's really pretty. And the colorway is called Jocelyn. I guess Jocelyn is the damsel. And so this is a genius idea for Yarn Over Truck to do, to print out a little thing and a description of it and what it does, and then to give you a code for the Ravelry download. So it saves them paper and ink and all that, but it still gives you all the information, and then you can go download the digital and print it out yourself if you really want to. And that way you can have it in color or whatever, because the Yarning For You patterns, I appreciate that they're pre-printed, but they're not in color, and I would much rather have it in color. So, and I'm willing to use the ink to print it in color. So anyway, so that is my haul. I got the pom-pom makers because I had the 2 big ones, and then now I have the 2 small ones. And I used the small one to make the poms for my Mirage hat / cowl, and then I had the bigger one. And I had enough yarn that I made 3 of these and 1 of these with my leftover Mirage hat yarns. So I got those, and then I got the needle, what do you call these? Point protectors, the small ones. So I have 2 more of those. Yeah, it was a great time. We had a lot of fun. looking at all the yarn and hanging out with people, and especially going to Julian and just having a good time with my mom, hanging out in Julian and getting to see Claudia and Zelda and people. It was just so much fun, and I got so much stuff. So, but considering that a good number of it was for Christmas presents, I definitely stayed in budget, so I was very proud of myself for that. I'm petting Peanut, by the way, if you're wondering what I'm doing. Yeah, and it was just such a fun time. The crawl was great. I am most certainly continue to be on a yarn ban until Stitches SoCal, which is November 1st to the 4th, and we'll be in Pasadena. So now I need to make a bunch of stuff because I've got Christmas presents. I've got all kinds of stuff that I want to make in line, and now I have all these patterns and yarns to do, and so I'm going to get to work and crochet and knit my heart out and have a good time. It was a lot of fun, and now I have lots of beautiful squishy yarn and my new needles. I'm so excited to try these Likes. Like, I cannot wait. Like, I'm trying to finish this cowl so that I can try these needles. It's very exciting. Even just pulling out the kit and smelling I'm not sure if this is real leather, but it certainly seems like it. It smells like it. It smells like leather. So, interchangeables. I feel fancy. I feel official. Like I'm a real knitter now because I have these, because the internet was losing their minds about them, and now I have them too. So, that's everything that I have for today. I'm gonna go eat some dinner and knit and edit and post this podcast, and then I will see you all on Sunday, as far as I know. Yeah, so I'll see you all on Sunday, and hopefully I will have at least 2 finished objects to show you. One of them will just be pictures because the birthday party is on Saturday, so I will be taking that to my friend. I may make a couple of those hats so that I have them around to give as gifts, and then I need one for myself. I didn't have one for me yet, even though I've made that hat like 4 times. And so I can show you all of those, and then my finished cowl, and hopefully I will have started my loft, and I kind of started on my Rapture, so I think that's the next crochet thing that I'm going to keep working on, and then do the small projects like the hat thing in between, and then we should be good to go. So if you want to find me online, you can find me on Instagram as TheTattedTatter and on Ravelry as TattedTatter. I will have a fun announcement on Sunday about the release of my Kill Longer cowl, so little teaser for that. It will not just be a pattern release. There's going to be some fun and exciting things in the works. I just have to figure out all the details before we announce it, and then it's going to be good times. So yeah, have a great week. I hope to see you on the internet. Please do comment and like and subscribe and all that kind of fun stuff so we can stay in touch. And if you have any recommendations, if you have any tips, especially as a new knitter, any tutorials or anything that I should check out, or patterns that you really like, people, designers that you really like who do knitting patterns, all that kind of fun stuff, please do let me know. I would love to hear back from you. I need to catch up on my comment responding this week as well, but that'll all get done, and then it'll be happy, fun, yarny goodness. So have a good week, and I will see you on Sunday. Bye.